And I see a blade.
Oh, we're gonna get assassin on assassin violence. Let's go.
In game number 3.
That's the Kofi. And Kyle TT's Ling. He debuted this last week.
And he wants to do it again. And he is up against Boyet now as they open up a new hero for the team of NEXPLAY EVOS. Now they would need to have a good tank or roam option. Something to hold, something to catch.
Atlas? Atlas might be the case here. Because Cho into Kufra is always a huge gamble.
It's a bad idea.
But no, okay, it's still a Grog. Playing it safe.
Okay. You have Grok. Oh, maybe this tells something new for NEXPLAY EVOS to work on, because right here, we're about to see an assassin battle, and it is a Ling versus a Hayabusa. And they could be all over the place, and that's how you want to have this game in a tiebreaker match, because this settles everything.
All right. Low-key, I'm kind of happy now that NEXPLAY EVOS has the Benedetta. Because if this was the Lapu-Lapu, then they would have no answer to the Ling at all.
Yeah.
So they at least can play the map here. Very important, I think, because again, if you foresee yourself having an early, tough early to mid, then at least for late you can play for something.
Okay, a bit of an assurance that they can do, or insurance rather. So let's see if they have their visions in line with everything, because this is game number a tight match that we're seeing. Because in the last game of the day, where we saw triple games, 6 games in total, and now it's just one way of showing who's going to rise and who's going to fall.
What I'm looking at right now for BREN Esports is it seems like it's a much easier time for their gold laner and their jungler. Like NEXPLAY EVOS doesn't have that sure hold onto the Ling. At least BREN Esports has a Kufra for them that has that can disrupt the Hayabusa. And then at the same time, does NXPE have enough reach to even reach the Melissa?
Early skirmish here in mid. About 30 seconds in. Brusco, Yelly Hayes, Few and Ogwin just going at each other. But it is a wet noodle fight. Not much damage yet. Little Wanderer goes on over to NEXPLAY.
Yeah, I was thinking about what you said earlier, Remnar, because how can NXPE push through the defense of NXP? I could say Brusco would be the one to make the combo up.
Yeah, for sure.
Hello, Ogwin coming in, bouncing ball, making it difficult for Boyet to get his purple buff. Will Kaltisi steal it? Brusco already flickers away. Oh no, a Grand Theft Purple this early on. Will Ogwin fall?
Ooh.
The answer is no. Tempest of Blades. Yelly Hayes eventually gets his man. And just like that, karma comes quick. Yelly Hayes taken out by Kyle.
Oh, this is what we're talking about right now. Just how fast BREN Esports can apply the pressure there. NEXPLAY EVOS, I think they thought that BREN Esports would play it slowly, but after that little mid-skirmish, BREN Esports just decided to continue the fight. They were caught off guard by that.
Oh, Ding here. Does he know this is a 2v1? He understands. Up top though. Super Marco squishes Boyet.
Yeah, taking now first point. If you're a Melissa, that's still a growing news if you want to scale up quickly.
Yeah, and that's great understanding by Ogwin, the pattern of the jungler rotations. He knew most likely Bart was going to end up topside, so Ogwin immediately made a beeline for that, and then was one of the big reasons as to why Boyet got caught out. Horrible start right now for the jungler of NEXPLAY EVOS, but that is because BREN Esports did everything right to pressure him.
Well, speaking of pressure, no contest at the first turtle of the game, keeping everybody busy right now and explain what to do.
You got an orange buff secure here by Boyet, and now he's going double time. Like he feels that steal from earlier on, and now about 5 seconds away from his purple. Will Ogwin make a play for it? No.
Well, right now they're putting on pressure on NEXPLAY, and one thing that they're really targeting, because recently we were trying to see patterns on how the jungler rotation works. So maybe this is one of BREN Esports pressuring. Now they're holding. Oh, look.
Wild charge on the Flap Deezy. Forces out a split. Few with his feathered airstrike there. Oh, Yelly Hayes doesn't have a steal here. Already used it up.
You know, I feel like after the previous game and then now with that initial attempt onto Flap TZ, I think that's a sign for NEXPLAY EVOS to go, hey, maybe we shouldn't always just be so quick with trying to take down Flap TZ because he always gets away from us. better to possibly conserve their abilities for better target.
Old habits die hard.
Yeah, that's a good point because if they keep on chasing one, they forgot their progress. That they need to look at their way of growing. But there's a jump!
Ogwen with the
Christ.
jump combo!
Oh!
And despite that, Brusco might even fall too. That's 3 in mid, pressuring this tier 1. Doming up top is losing his lane too.
Ooh, Ogwen. Will he make it in time to stop the recall? No.
Pressure all across the map right now. The rotation of the roamer for NEXPLAY EVOS, he can't help doming as much as he'd want. And of course, Melissa, just a monster right now, going up against anyone in lane. Of course, makes sense why Super Marco's winning that. And at the same time, Owen just setting the tempo really well right now as the Kufra.
It's all about pressure. And NXPE, if they keep on answering, they need to trade. They need to have a good trade in most of the things because their mind is being scattered all over the place. Objectives, kills, ganks. Who do you take? Because right now, there's a lot of playmakers that we see from BREN Esports.
Yeah. The 3K lead that BREN has here, under 5 minutes, is explained by analysis paralysis. Like, NEXPLAY EVOS doesn't know where to answer back, especially since they're winning everywhere. Now, Kyle Teasy puts the turtle here, about an 1/8 of its health. He's gonna take it, and this is gonna be a good engage. Flapteasy can force the issue here. Trying to put beads on Brusco, and Brusco gets away.
Yeah, and look how active Flapteasy has been since game number 2, since he's had his hands on his glue. It seems like he's always there in every objective fight. He's always getting out of lane. We think of Benedetta as a hero who can clear lane fast and be able to rotate quickly. But right now, Flap's making that glue look like a Benedetta.
Yeah, he's slippery. And he's a slime. And to talk about how BREN Esports is slipping.
Oh,
look.
Brusco! So close! And he will survive.
Yeah, hugging that wall to get a little bit more movement speed there. And good itemization, by the way, from Flapteasy. Swift crossbow, get that attack speed, but at the same time already has a Berserker's Fury.
Uh-oh. Caught through the back. Flapteasy almost caught out Yelly Haze. They know Ogwen's here. Oh, look at
Ogwen.
He's switching. Oh, and no one home. But just the same, Super Marco smells blood. They push in mid, and Brusco almost once again at the brink of death.
A response on point with BREN Esports. Missed that ultimate. There's a team right behind my back.
It's as simple as BREN Esports won all the lanes, won the jungle in the early game. That's why they're dominating. As much as NEXPLAY EVOS are finding or trying to find opportunities, well, at this point with a massive lead building up and up against a Hayabusa, this is not the game you'd want to see if you're in a Hayabusa. It's so hard for teams that have a Hayabusa to climb from an early game deficit such as this.
Yep, and with high and dry, it's hard to isolate them. It's just not going to happen. BREN knows what's up.
And they're together, and most of the time, NXP, we have 2 tanks. They have 2 tanks to worry about. You have Ogwen, you have Flapteasy. How do you manage to penetrate? Because early on, we were talking about how do you get to the defense of BREN Esports with the damage in mind and defense. You can't.
Yelly Haze stole Tempest Ablaze. I wonder how it's going to help out. Brusco doesn't get away here. Gets blasted by Kyle and Flap. And just like that, they're going to move on to the last turtle of the game. They're still 5K ahead.
Yeah, with a massive lead such as this, it's safe to talk about what NEXPLAY EVOS needs to do to win the game. They got to hold on. They just got to defend and try to find resources for doming as much as possible. They can counter-engage and counter-punish BREN Esports, but they have to be proactive in letting Domeng find farm if they can safely in the map. If not that, they can split the map, but even Domeng right now is getting pressured in their own jungle.
It's so hard to be Domeng and just fire away when there's so many things on the map that's threatening you. And there's Ogwen with a jump and a ult on the 2 dings. Gonna go down here. Kyle Teasy gonna find his man. Few gets a push up top. And now a shadow kill by Kyle Teasy. Gonna try to take a Super Marco. Not so lucky. Not like this. They're gonna force the issue here. Mid lane bombs away. Domeng clears the waves. But still Kyle steals the orange. Purple's up next.
No big of a chunk for Boyet DR's progress to move. Now NXPE are forced to even defend, forced to take defensive items on how BREN's lead right now is becoming more of like a crashing pandemonium to a delirium.
Yeah, it's just all BREN. All BREN. And it's even hard to think about right now who's going to get the MVP performance because it seems like everyone did their jobs perfectly. Flap is proactive with rotating, clearing XP lane fast. Kaltizi is there for the objectives and going in for the right kill. I'm going to have to pick a specific one though. All of this began because of Ogwen. All of this began because of his early game pickoffs, his early game calls to invade that purple buff. And let's see if Ogwen will get another one eventually, a setup to turn it around for BREN Esports, or well, even stamp the lead even further, because NEXPLAY EVOS right now, they just have to hold on somehow.
Well, speaking of holding on, how do they penetrate? Is the defense enough? Well, look at the items of right now of Brusco the man. It's not even on a full first item build. Yes, he has the PYT, but oh no. Stop it, it's the only the Athena shield.
Yeah, at this point, just to keep him alive from the Farsa. Scrabbling for resources and items right now is NEXPLAY EVOS. Yelly Haze has the second one, gets a Genius one. So little by little, they are getting a bit of damage, but right now, it's still massive. A massive lead for BREN, already a win talker for Kaltizi. And it felt like it was just a minute ago he was able to build the endless battle. So that's how swiftly BREN Esports are getting their items right now.
Yep, not even 10 minutes in, and BREN Esports have basically quarantined NEXPLAY EVOS. They cordoned them off from the rest of the map. NEXPLAY EVOS hasn't left their base, not in the past 2 minutes.
I think Kyle T. Oh, okay. All right. I was about to mention something about his retribution, but I believe it is still ice retribution there on him. So with the Lord marching down mid and Super Marco even getting a Winded Nature for himself, already a Corrosion Scythe as well for Kyle Teasy. This can be the end here. For BREN Esports, they don't need to do a lot to end it here right now.
Yep, especially with about 11k ahead. There's a jump in from Ogwen. Brusco with a flicker wild charge. And the answer back, Doming! He's back in heat! That's a lot of damage, but Brusco bites it already. Doming's still alive. Boyet pops Flap. Look at Kyle Teasy, he's getting out of here. And the inhibitor still stands. What was that?
Damage, Kyle Teasy, my goodness.
Yeah, that link hurts. But of course, we have to talk about how Brusco said, guys, we gotta find a way to turn it around. And they did. Flicker, wild charge, catching Flap Teasy and Geo off guard. That's how NEXPLAY EVOS are gonna come back at this. Again, it's from a defensive position. It looks difficult, but now BREN Esports just got a signal like, oh, okay, now we gotta watch out for that. So we gotta watch out for Brusco coming out of nowhere.
Now it's real.
Now it's real. NEXPLAY EVOS, I feel like that's a good morale boost for them. They now know they can make a play to at least get kills to stop and delay BREN Esports from ending this. They can still turn it around. BREN Esports just needs to be very careful.
But mind you, that was inside their base.
Yep.
Yeah.
They used a good chunk of the turrets hits there, but wait, look at Kyle Teasy coming in. Feather Dare Strike spent, and just like that, permanent damage in mid.
Base is open, but they need to respect the fact that NXP could still go for a clap back in this match. And with 2 tier stuff, they need to buy more time. But the lead right here, almost 11k from BREN Esports. And the damage could deal better. Oh, the damage that they can rely on is either from Doming or even from Boyet. But right now, if they're grouped in an attack, it's so hard for the passive to even activate or even penetrate.
Yeah. Crazy to think that we ended up here because I feel like the domino really was just Boyet lost his purple buff early on. And then eventually Boyet would get picked off top lane because of a good rotation by Ogwen.
Butterfly effect.
Butterfly effect from a very... Actually, no, it even began with a surprising skirmish in mid where you'd think as NEXPLAY EVOS, hey, BREN Esports wouldn't invade our jungle. But then BREN Esports invaded their jungle.
You know where it started?
Where?
Boyet pick Hayabusa.
Yeah.
Right? Like
You're forced.
As on record here in Season 11, he doesn't play Assassins much, but here they decided to do that.
Oh, no. Yeah. Not looking good for NEXPLAY EVOS right now. And there is one Lord going to be pushing into the mid.
We're still feeling the lead here. The 12k ahead that BREN is sitting at. Not even a single contest, not even a thought.
Yeah, look at how far behind. It's almost double. The lead is the link over the Hayabusa. Doming still on the way to building a Hunter Strike. Only has a Malefic Roar and the Bladed Despair for himself. Well, alongside the Winter Nature, but in terms of like major damage items, you see there Yelly Haze was forced to build the Divine Glaive so they get a bit of magic penetration. But right now, Ding is actually just forced to build scraps of items. Bloodlust Axe, yes, but still not able to fully build a Dominance Ice.
Look at this defense. It's gonna be enough. They force out the feathered airstrike from Few already at the cost of the top lane inhibitor. So bottom lane, the only standing turret, the last bastion for NEXPLAY EVOS. They will see another push. They are still in this.
Well, if that's the moment that they could come back from this fight, Brusco's initiation and how he makes the combo work for a Grok, he has the immortality. He could have the confidence to even get a setup. Pin down one.
Oh, but here might be a setup coming from Ogwen.
Easier said than done. Ogwen coming in. No one home. Feather airstrike from Few once more. Say goodbye to that last turret. NEXPLAY EVOS are just playing with their base.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
and Few's getting his feathered airstrike so fast. That was one siege, and after just like, what, 20 to 23 seconds, he gets it immediately?
You could have held your breath.
You could have held your breath for that long, and Few would still have gotten that feathered airstrike off again.
How he's quick with a cooldown and just keeps on raining burst damage from BREN ESPORTS. Man, this lead is just, I'm gonna stop counting, but this is just BREN ESPORTS on to the advantage in terms of damage and defense. They're all in check.
Yep, it's about 2K across the board. It's like 2K ahead here, 2K, 3K in some cases.
Oh, what NEXPLAY EVOS do? Pick off, but then you have a Ling looming around for counter punish. Here comes a conceal play by BREN.
Oh, go ahead. Who's gonna spot? He says to Brusco and to Shay. We're about 45 seconds away from this Luminous Lord. Hasn't evolved yet, and that's just how far BREN is ahead this early on.
Yeah, utter dominance. NEXPLAY EVOS though, kudos to them for holding on this long. They have been careful with how they are defending. At this point, it honestly could have been over much quicker, but testament to NEXPLAY EVOS and their defensive capabilities here right now. Still respecting the fact that they can turn around. They're holding on for dear life. The magic number was 25 for BREN. They will not secure their playoff slot now, but what they can secure is bragging rights to say that they have now built themselves a 9-series win streak.
Man, just looking at the stats, how the Hive and the Bees work their way up top. One way of showing greater force. This is dominance from BREN ESPORTS. This is truly BREN lang malakas all over the place once again. No way that they would be contesting this one.
Nope.
Yep, they're at the base, at the mercy of their base.
NEXPLAY EVOS understands that that was no place for them to contest, and a majority of their best plays here in Game 3 happen inside their base. So yeah, they're definitely gonna have to wait for this. And I hate to say it, but it's all on Brusco, man. Brusco needs that godlike setup again.
Can he find it?
Combo. He has the immortality. We have the ways of making it work. Let's see how they pull it through. Who's closing it?
Who's ult on Yelly Haze? Oh, they cancel it. And they see him. There's one. Catches Few. Puts him up. And the base. Watch the base. Ladies and gentlemen, BREN ESPORTS are 8 series in. Make that 9. That's 9.
9 series win streak for the Beast.